cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
And Aaron Beasley in the house. First time Killa Bees gets to weigh in on the Jacksonville Jaguars, improving to 8-4 with that utter beatdown of the Tennessee Titans up in Nashville. Bees, how good does 8-4 feel to you?
It was a win. I think a beatdown is 62-7, you know?
That's
a beatdown.
With 2 interceptions of Dan Marino.
You know,
yeah.
That's a beatdown.
And him never playing in the league again? Yeah, okay, that's a little bit more of a beatdown. A little bit more.
You know, I was balancing that as you said that. But, you know, it marinated for a couple days. And, you know, I really loved what the defense did.
Yep.
You know, you have a young quarterback who, you know, most of these guys don't have the quick brain power yet to go to the next reads or second and third reads. And the disguise package, I didn't even know what coverage we were playing, you know. You know, I was thinking about this. It looked like something we did when I was with the Jets. We beat Peyton Manning 41-0 in the playoffs. But what
Another
we did,
That's a beatdown.
that was
a
a beatdown. You see what I mean? This is some beatdown.
That's a beatdown.
But what we did is exactly what I saw the Jags do. They all sat at like 8 yards, the defensive backs. Some maybe like 9. And they held their coverage because, you know, there's a time clock for a quarterback to read the coverage and see if it's a single high, which is cover 3 or cover 1, or the safeties are getting loose in the cover 2. So what they were doing, they stayed 4 across, and by time he snapped the ball, he had to read on the run. So he had to say, set, go, and now he's got to check the coverages. That takes time off of his opportunities. Yep. And it had him confused, and he could only go to one read, and then the pressure was there by then.
Yep.
And that's why I always say, it all works together.
Yeah,
You know?
He was rattled. You do what they did what you're supposed to do to a struggling rookie QB.
Yeah.
You attack him because, like Bees is saying, like the mental game, you're like everything already is sped up, and then you bring in the pressure, like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Even the easy throws you miss because you're just so rattled from everything going on in your head and everybody coming after you. And you saw it when Cam Ward. I mean, look, the kid's got plenty of tools. I mean, he's got a wicked arm. I mean, his arm's unbelievable, but you know, it takes a lot more. We've seen it here in Jacksonville. Having all the physical tools doesn't mean, and I'm not comparing, I'm just saying, you know, you need a lot more than that. But again, credit to Anthony Campanella, the DC man. He kept bringing the heat, and man, they were putting 6 up at the line. You didn't know who were coming, who wasn't coming, and confusing them all over the place. So great job. I don't know if you're going to confuse Daniel Jones as much this week, but you sure should hit him and hit him a ton because that'll get him off his game for sure.
Well, and you want to rattle a guy that's coming into this game with a broken fibula. Like, he has a hairline.
I know where I'm aiming.
Yeah.
Right, and so you may not
Chicken
necessarily
wing.
confuse him as much as you did Cam Ward, but you want to make him incredibly uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Well, they got a ton of weapons, so you don't want to get them in their hands, and they can be very dangerous on that
I
side
think
of the ball.
one of the biggest differences, I think, too, well, Daniel Jones and Cam Ward are a little different. I don't know how much. I think we're still seeing the Daniel Jones, what he really is. But the offensive line, to me, is the bigger difference between last week and this week. We talked, Cam Ward coming into that game was sacked 45 times, and Daniel Jones hasn't been hit as much. The line has had a little bit of growing issues towards the beginning, but they really started to settle into their own in a lot of situations. And I think that the run game was a big part of it, being able to run the ball, and other teams recently have figured out how to slow that down a little bit and have figured out if you can contain Jonathan Taylor at all or slow him down, then you are forcing Daniel Jones to do some things. He is playing injured, so I'm wondering how much that is factoring into some of the things that he can't do that we were seeing earlier in the season, him being
less
able to
mobility,
do.
for
Yeah,
sure.
and that is a big part of his game.
Yeah,
So
he can run.
if you take
Yeah.
that away, and he'll truck people, he'll run you over, he's not scared to get hit. He's one of
Like
those type of
Jackson
quarterbacks.
Dart.
Yeah, well, Jackson Dart just asked for it, I feel
That
like.
was a great hit. Oh, what a great part of the game. I loved it.
He got quartered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
tiptoe again.
I want to see this defensive line and the defense go against a better line and do similar things. And that's what I'm interested to see this weekend is if they can manage everybody's been doing that to the Titans offensive line and their offense, but can you do that to the Colts who haven't been, at least to that extent, been able to do that against them?
And I want to know why or where was the pass rush earlier in the season? And I know we don't have to necessarily go back and fix things because this team is 8-4. But like, why couldn't you get to the quarterback against the Bengals? Whether it was Joe Burrow, obviously early, and then he was knocked out of that game, and then Jake Browning comes in. The Texans haven't had a great offensive line. Why weren't you able to get to C.J. Stroud in early in the season? And the Jags even won that game. But still, like the way that the pass rush is playing now, or getting to the quarterback now, the way Josh Hines-Allen is playing now, without Eric Armstead and without Trayvon Walker this past weekend. Obviously, we hope both of those guys can go against the Colts, but whatever camp has done, they've figured it out. We talked about yesterday, like simplifying things, but they are now aggressively getting after the kids.
Yeah, and listen, you keep it in perspective. The pass rush has been a lot better, but like you said, I mean, look, Arizona's O-line was having trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, they struggled. Last Tennessee, of course, had struggles. The Chargers are out
line
without
was
their
bad,
best guys. I mean, that
So
doesn't mean
competition
we're
level.
not good. I don't mean it like that, but you do got to keep it in perspective. Can they do it against the line? They've only given up 22 sacks all year long, this
less
offensive
than
line for
half.
the Colts. So that's. We'll see. I mean, I give our guys the nod because I believe in them, but they got to show it against a formidable offensive line. And look, you'll see even more as you get further down, right? You're going to see Indy again. Tennessee won't be a challenge. Denver should be all right overall. I'm not worried about the Jets, but this is a big test. That'll be a big test for our defense. You know, look, the Colts have done some really good things this year. Even though they've tapered off, they've lost 3 of their last 4. They beat Atlanta. Was that in Madrid? Where was that?
That was
Germany?
Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. They had to go to overtime for that. So how really good are they? I don't know. I mean, Pitt beat them. Went to overtime at KC. KC, we're still kind of trying to, are they there?
Out of
Are they
what they
not
are.
there? Are they going to make a turn? Are they not? So, they've been, they've been struggling a little bit lately.
Well,
Can we take advantage?
I like to look at the lull that we had in the middle of the first half. You know, if we're going to play a good team, and then we have all the momentum, and then all of a sudden we got 4 penalties. Now we're backing ourselves up.
Yeah, sure.
You know, because
we had penalties
the
a lot.
score, we should have had more points.
Yeah.
But you can't do that against great teams. And I mean, once we play the Colts, who are a much better team, we'll see. And like, I never say that coach figured it out, because you haven't figured it out till you won a Super Bowl. You know, so like let's see. But we just got to keep the same energy. I think that's the best thing that I see. We're playing with such great energy.
Looking back on Sunday's game, the defense was very good for 4 quarters. The offense was good for 2. The second half, the offense was just okay. The passing offense wasn't very good in the second half, but we were so padded that, we're okay. We won the game. That's the bottom line, what we need to do. But we're going to need 2 halves of really good play against Indy and against maybe Denver. And, of course, as we get into the playoffs. By the way, you know what? A friend of mine, on Stevie Stacks on Twitter, he reminded me, I'm 1 win away from the
I know.
8.5
I was
over.
thinking about that last
I'm like,
night,
wait a
actually.
minute, I forgot about that. Yeah, because I put 100 down on 8.5 for over wins
I was thinking
for the
about that.
Jags in Vegas.
It would
One
be
more win, they
great to
get
get it
9.
this
How about
Sunday.
that?
That would
man?
be fantastic.
Pretty
Not make you
jacked.
wait until later in the
Get it
season.
early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Get it early. Yeah, double down.
I will.
Let's go.
Side note, real quick, as we were talking about the sacks allowed, just the difference. So the opponents, we talk about those first half opponents and maybe how the defense here struggled a little bit, and how you want to see that this weekend. But when you talk about top 12 teams, offensive lines right now, and not allowing sacks, it's Seattle's 2nd, LA's 3rd, San Francisco's 5th. Cincinnati's 12th, Denver's 1st, by the way. They're coming up, and the Colts are tied for 10th, and so they're up there.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
you look at the other end, though, and that's where it comes in. Tennessee is the worst
Yep.
in the NFL right now. Vegas is the 2nd worst in the NFL. Jets are just behind that, and the Chargers were just behind that.
Yep.
So when you look at the games where you felt like the pass rush was there, you're looking at the bottom of that list right now. When you're looking at where the pass rush was not very good,
Yeah.
you're looking at the top. So they can turn that corner this weekend and prove against a top 10 offensive line that you have turned that corner, and it's not just
Yeah.
the opponent level of it.
Well, I'd like to see us full force too with Trayvon and Eric,
Yeah.
back in full swing, and that's who we want. We want our horses up there up front,
Yeah.
that can go against these offensive lines that are going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
The next out of the last 5-6 games.
Well, winning breeds confidence too.
Oh, yeah. Heck
Once you get into this rhythm that they're in, everybody's playing at a high level. You see the playoffs in front of you. You know how you watch more film now. You do all the extra things just because everything's right in front of us right now. So I really feel like these guys are locked in.
Yeah,
I just want to
totally.
see it every week. I don't want to see no lulls in the middle of a game. The penalties and just
Well, look,
the MAs and MEs and
Yeah, they've put themselves in a great position. You got to give them a lot of credit for where they're at right now because let's face it, after that back-to-back loss, Seattle and the Rams, we were all like, oh, no, like what? Do we even have a good team? We don't even know. And look, they go on a run, and it's still to be determined, but they put themselves in a very good position to control their destiny. You win this one, you control the division. And then you got to stay ahead. Obviously, you can't be knocking any down because Houston's coming up on your heels. But let them be the wild card and let us take over that division lead. And you got a chance to do it this weekend. It's insane how the world changes in a few weeks. You know, it's just absolutely incredible. I'm so happy for the fans in the city.
Could we win in the division and play Houston first round? Couldn't that happen somehow?
Maybe, I guess.
They're
that
the
would
wild
be
card and the Colts are out.
Yeah. Well, we'd be third or fourth, right? Seed. So we'd play either 6 or 7. Is that right?
That could happen.
Yeah, so that could potentially happen. Yeah, wow. What a battle that would be.
Oh my
It
goodness.
feels like to me, with the fact that the Colts have lost 3 out of 4, with the slight injury to Daniel Jones and some other injuries, Sauce Gardner, like we talked about, DeForest Buckner's on IR, the tough schedule that they have, like I wouldn't be surprised as we look at it here today if the Colts don't end up in the playoffs. Like that would not shock me.
it
I
wouldn't shock me.
understand, why some people 2 weeks ago would have had them in, or a month ago would have absolutely had them in. At one
Pretty
point
much the
in
whole
time-
season would have had him in up until this point when things get hit.
But
Yeah.
they do have. I was just looking at that earlier. They got Seattle still. They got us twice, and they finished with Houston and San Fran.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tough
So they may
schedule.
not make. They may
That's,
not.
yeah,
make,
and I mean,
is that what you're saying? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That's
Okay, I got you. I'm
that's the
sorry.
hardest part about having
Right.
the best division on your schedule this year, and the NFC West is the best division. Granted, the AFC South is a much better division than people probably thought,
Yep.
but certainly that's what these AFC South teams are dealing with is the NFC West, and the Jaguars have fared. I was going to say pretty well.
2 and
That's
2?
not true.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, and the AFC West, right? So you're talking about Denver.
And the
You're
AFC
talking
West,
about
absolutely.
yeah,
The Chargers,
absolutely,
the Chiefs, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, more to do when we return. I want to get to the roster move that the Jaguars made yesterday. I found that interesting when they waived Austin Trammell. Before that, though, we have happy birthday shout-outs to give.
We do. Happy 30th birthday to my brother. My little brother turns 30 today. He cares way less about his 30th than I cared about my 30th, but I'm still going to say love you and happy birthday.
Awesome. Happy birthday.
And happy birthday to my dad. I'm not going to give out his age,
Okay. Nice.
but happy birthday to him. And I will be watching that Florida Duke men's basketball
There
game
you go. That's going to be fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. All
Bees,
right.
got any birthdays you want to throw out there? Well, before we go to break?
Happy
No.
birthday to everybody.
Everybody. It's happy birthday.
Everybody.
All the
I
December
love it.
birthdays.
I love it.
Every day is the day of birth.
There you have it. All right, more Jaguars to discuss on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I've got a challenge for you. Go stand next to your window. You feel a cool draft? Well, then you need Pella. The experts at Pella Windows and Doors can easily fix that with energy-efficient windows to keep the drafty air out and save you money every month. And how does 0% interest for 60 months sound? Go to PellaJacks.com and schedule a free home energy checkup. That's PellaJacks.com or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows and tell them you heard about Mike's challenge on 1010XL.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here of Helmets and Heels. The Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is a holiday tradition that's back for another season. Hand-spun the old-fashioned way, this festive peppermint-flavored milkshake is made with Chick-fil-A ice cream dessert and features chips of crunchy peppermint bark. It's minty, merry, and topped with whipped cream and cherry when served in stores. Order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Backed by
Morgan & Morgan.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Scholar athletes prepare themselves to win at life.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists shine the spotlight on the Scholar Athlete of the Week. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show. Checked by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
now the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys wanted to put an exclamation point on a special day, and they would do so, showing that they weren't to be denied while in Nashville. The Teal and Black would go on a 15-play, 71-yard drive, capped off by a Bashal Tootin touchdown, making the score 25-3 with 6:45 left in the third. The 6-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee and Resistol on approved credit.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Every joint in the body was designed for movement. Inactivity can cause stiffness, weakness, weight gain, and decrease in overall balance. So you should strive for at least 30 minutes a day of exercises that promote flexibility like yoga, strengthening with weights, and cardiovascular fitness like walking, swimming, or biking. The more you move, the better you will feel, and your overall health will benefit. Let's get healthy, Jacks. Go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Bell, Tom McManus, Aaron Beasley, Aaron Williams hanging out with us, filling in for RJ Saunders today. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Much needed vacay for RJ Saunders. All right, so yesterday we found out that the Jaguars waived Austin Trammell, the receiver and also special teams player, and I think that was very curious for a lot of Jaguars fans to try and figure out the future of the punt returner if Parker Washington is indeed injured.
Yep.
Because, of course, he has the hip injury that we found out this past Sunday. We won't find out more information on Parker's status until at least tomorrow when they have their first practice. But who is returning punts if Parker, for some reason, has to miss the Colts game, which I certainly hope he doesn't.
No, I remember Diami was fielding punts during camp, I believe.
And most likely he'd be active this week if Parker isn't active.
I don't want to say Antonio Johnson. I thought another DB was returning or just taking punts,
Chandler
just practicing. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't. Maybe, but I know Diami was. Trammell, look, catch the ball. That was right there for you to make a. I don't know if that did it, but what does he say, James Gladstone? Hey, we got to raise the floor.
Yeah.
And if you're our floor, you got to make the catch. And I know that's cutthroat, but it is what it is. But you make a good point. Like, if they make this move, they got to feel comfortable about a punt returner somewhere on the roster, because you wouldn't do that
Because Tank Bigsby
if you didn't.
was that guy early on,
right.
but obviously he shipped him to
Hey,
Philadelphia.
but then again, who knew Devon Hamilton was the backup punt snapper? You know what I mean? They're going to find somebody, I would imagine.
Sure, it's
But
just,
still,
yeah,
good point.
good
Like,
punt returners don't grow on trees necessarily.
You're right,
And
you're right.
so that part just made me, like I said, curious. Now, granted, if the Jaguars had cut everyone who had waived everyone who had dropped
Dropped the
passes
ball.
earlier in the season, we wouldn't have had a receiving
Low
corps.
man
but-
on the totem
I
pole
mean,
doesn't
maybe
matter. It's different when
Yeah,
the
but
big guys
they
miss
also
it.
Maybe
could
a
be-
Diami.
Yeah, and they could be wanting to make room for Matt Dickerson because he's already been elevated from the practice squad 3 times, so they
Yep.
may want to make him active at number 93.
Adam Thielen's
right.
available.
Adam Thielen was waived by the Vikings, and he's looking for a contender.
shot, yeah.
Thank goodness around these parts we get to say that Jacksonville is a contender
Yeah.
at this point in time, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to see, what the roster moves look like the rest of this week.
I wonder if he feels like Carolina's a contender. He used to be on their team.
He did.
You know what I mean? I wonder if they're not totally,
I wouldn't
but
feel like that. I'd
they're-
probably pick a team that was maybe with a bye right now.
if you got a choice, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you got some choices, I could see maybe here another possession type receiver, red zone type receiver for Trev to hit. He's a pro, veteran. He'll do the work.
It also feels like he would be good in New England because they've
Oh,
had a long line of guys like that.
They look pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah,
I know
big
it's
time.
the Giants,
That's
but they look sharp, man. They look sharp. They're the real deal. No doubt. Their defense is tough, and Drake's good. I mean, he's man for a second-year player. He's a really poised young guy. I mean,
no, he
granted,
right
they
now
keep him
is
safe.
like one of the best odds to win the MVP. Who would have ever thought that? Like, yes, he may be young,
Right.
but he looks
no
fantastic.
right. And what's Abdul Carter's problem?
He was late.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
been more than once. Like he's just kind of blowing things
little bit
up.
of an
Man, you
issue,
can't have that.
Sometimes when a team
York.
is terrible, you start to see the players not follow
Those
the rules.
colors
I mean,
start to
yeah,
shine.
y'all would
Bring it
know,
back in.
certainly better than us as having been in the locker room. But
Yeah.
when a team only has 1 win or 2 wins, you start to see, I feel like, guys not do the things that they're supposed to be doing, and you
Like
start
start
to hear
fights and games. like the Titans.
like the Titans.
That was great.
I mean, we've
I
seen
love
it
it all.
here. We've heard stories of guys missing rehab
Mm-hmm.
or missing curfew or
Guys are
late to
human.
things. Guys are human,
Even out
but,
of the country.
Yeah, but
Right.
you guys can't.
but to your point earlier, Bees, when your team is winning, you're going to do things even better than
Yeah.
you were before. All right, I want to talk about some of the biggest games in y'all's career, whether college or pro. The games that, like for this Sunday for the Jacksonville Jaguars, hopefully the stadium is full or at least close to capacity. And this game is so incredibly impactful for your season. Obviously, if the Jaguars beat the Colts, they retain number 1 in the AFC South. So what are some of the biggest games, Bees? I'll start with you that you ever played.
In the NFL, as a rookie playing the Broncos, just because John Elway, I grew up every Sunday watching football, and I would just see him just like dominate. Like, I really think he's the best quarterback ever, just because people go back and pass his younger years. But I would say that game because, as a rookie, just the amount of film I watched and, just trying to find some keys. And I actually came out there and I was talking so much junk. But I had like 7 pass breakups that game because I'm a rookie and John Elway was going to try me, But it's like I went out there and just was in a zone just because I could read it and I just believed in myself. Because, the thing with me, I always say I was not the fastest, but like I just totally believe in myself.
You had great instincts.
Yeah. And I this one play, he threw it to me on a 3rd and long, and I broke it up. I should have caught it as an interception, but I said, "Don't you throw that here no more." I said some other words.
I remember that.
I
That was a
said
dig
some
route,
other
I think.
words. It was an out. It was
An out pattern?
It was an out. Oh, the dig. Yeah, the dig.
I remember
yeah.
the dig you almost had.
But I did drop a pick 6 too. And that's what I'm saying. That was a pass
So
breakup.
7 pass breakup sounds good until we
Until you didn't
saves
get
the
2
best for
interceptions.
last.
could have had a pick
I
6
did
and
drop a
another
pick 6. I dropped a pick
interception.
6. But the funniest part, we played him up there again the next year in the playoffs. And he came and found me. They got me on a double move. And this one I was like, yeah, I made it. Because John Elway said, "Where's Beasley? Where's Beasley?" He was like looking for me. It was the funniest thing. I'm a competitor. I was like, "You got me."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it was like he came looking for me because he remembered. Because if you realize, they would have won 3 straight Super Bowls if we didn't
Yeah.
beat them. I mean, they were a dominant team.
Yeah, that was their biggest loss, I think, in playoff history.
Shannon Sharp still talks about that. Like
Yeah.
his worst loss ever was to
Yep,
us. They were
no
like
doubt.
14.5 point.
16 and a half,
16 and a half,
and they
yeah.
were 13-3 that year, and we were 9-7.
And that's the first time you ever heard of
Yeah.
Woody Page being from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You know, they called us the Jagwads.
Yeah.
So it was like a little locker room material.
And do you remember, because Yurko pointed it out, NBC had already set up their set for the next week for the championship game because Denver would have hosted. They had it in the corner of the stadium, like on the grass.
Oh, man.
And he's
I'll
like,
take
"Look
it
at that!" And we were like, "What the? Okay, let's see."
Any motivation.
Did you destroy
No
it
doubt.
post game?
What? No, I don't know. We should have lit it on fire, but
Yeah.
no, we didn't. But
peed
I
on
would
it.
say
Yeah.
the biggest that was the best game, like because we won that game. The biggest game for me was the AFC Championship game in New England, that second year.
Yeah.
We should have won that game. We could have won that game. We were really close to winning that game. So that was a great, just, we came a long way. How we got there. But I think one of the funnest wins, if I may, was Sunday Night Football when we were on a run and we beat Seattle at home and we had that goal line stand. Remember, they had 1st and goal at the 1 in the north end zone, and 4 plays in a row, we shut them down, man. They got the ball back. The crowd went absolutely crazy, and we needed that win to keep going. Like we knew we had to win out to be a wild card. It was the only chance to win, and it was like, I think we were 7-7, so it was the 2 more games to go, or maybe 3 more games to go, and it was an unbelievable night, and we beat them. And they had Chris Warren. I mean, they were a pretty good
that
team.
was
Yeah,
Joey Galloway.
Joey
Oh,
Galloway, they had a
man.
pretty good team. So, and the year before, remember, they smoked us at home. You weren't there.
I wasn't there for
You
that.
weren't there yet. They beat us like 44-0. I don't know if you remember that. The very first year, Joey Galloway had that reversed kick return or punt return. Remember, he went from one side of the field to the other and beat us all the way. But that was great night. So the atmosphere should be awesome. I know as a fan, the Buffalo playoff game was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
that
in
was
20
I
January
hope-
2018.
I can't wait till we get back to that because that was phenomenal. The white towels were whipping around. The crowd was insane. We had way more fans than them. I mean, it was just like an incredible time. So I hope Sunday is a little bit like that. And I
Football
think
weather.
it will be.
Yeah,
Oh,
and we've
I
had
think
it.
will
I was
be.
going to say it is supposed to rain.
Well, the Bills game, it was
yeah,
cold
the
that
Bills
day. I
game
remember
was-
it being everyone had the fires going. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I
Yep,
love this day.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
I was
little low scoring, but it's fine.
right. 10
That's
to
right.
3.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
okay. The Jags knocked their quarterback out, Tyrod
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah, that game was definitely freezing. That whole week was freezing.
Cold,
Yep.
yeah.
This week, yeah, I don't love the chance of rain on Sunday. As far as what I saw was a
Yeah.
really high percentage. I don't know yet, how many hours upon hours it will rain, but hopefully it's just like the 90% first thing in the morning and then it goes away.
Or just run the ball.
Well, these
Yeah,
fields
right,
they
right.
use now, though, like even when I first got here in Jacksonville, you never realize how much absorbing the grass does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're not even slippering out there. It's
Well,
pretty
even
cool.
more today, I think back then they had it sloped, so it would just slope
Fall
down.
off,
Now they pull it, I think, from from the bottom, keep it all dry. But yeah, no, I mean you can slow things down with a little rain.
Yeah.
I didn't like playing in the rain 'cause it made everything heavy.
I didn't
Like
care.
the pants got heavy,
I didn't
everything
care.
got heavy. I hated it.
I was when kids used to dive in the mud on purpose.
Well, I would do
just to
that,
get-
but I don't know. I didn't like all
And
that
football
extra
practice.
weight.
I took the dog for a walk today. Did not realize. I thought the rain had already passed. Got like 2 blocks and we got
gotcha.
absolutely soaked. Dropped my phone. Phone's getting rained on. Had to go back and get my phone. Yeah, it was. So yeah, I feel your pain playing
Yeah.
football in the rain, just like
Same
walking the
thing.
dog. Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
everything worse.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like we as like Taylor and I as athletes in high school, we'll never understand what it's like to go into a game of that magnitude. And again, this Sunday is huge.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not the playoffs
No,
yet.
right.
But to your point about 2022, win or lose if you beat the Titans, you make
Yeah.
the playoffs. You lose
Right.
against
You're
the
out.
Titans, you're done. Playing the Chargers in the playoffs, like the way that this crowd can be so incredibly loud, obviously, and just I feel like they know football really well. And I don't go to a ton of NFL games around. Went to the Vegas game last year, the Raiders game, and obviously the Raiders fans, neither team was successful that last year, but the Raiders fans weren't diehard and passionate like I feel like Jags fans are.
Yeah, Jag fans are definitely passionate.
yeah, big time.
And they know the game of football. And they appreciate hard-working football players and football teams. There's no doubt about that. And this one's for the fans. I mean, if you think about it, this week, man, it's You poor people, man. You've been suffering. I mean, the crap that you got to take from national media and all that stuff, but here we are. Here we are at 8-4, and they've earned it, and it's a fantastic thing. And now they got to finish, right? And just getting here is only part of it. It'll still be a great story, but the better story, of course, will you keep going. And you do it by beating Indianapolis. Listen, you can beat the Colts. They're a good team. There's no doubt about it, but there is some cracks in that armor, and we're going to need all our guys, especially our defensive front, because they got a good old line. Listen, they're going to test our will, just like I knew Tennessee was going to test our will. They're going to try to pound it on us, see if Jonathan Taylor can get going, and we got to shut him down. We can't start off like we did last week.
Agreed.
Jonathan will hurt you. I mean, he'll hurt you a lot worse than Tony Pollard will hurt you. You give him a 15-yarder, that's 30 for Taylor. You know what I mean? You give him a 10-yarder, that's 20, if not more. And if he breaks free, forget about it. I don't know how many guys are going to catch him from behind. So got to be on our P's and Q's in the run game this week, especially early on.
You got that right.
And he's 228. And
he's no small dude. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
New Jersey State track champ in 100.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, he's physical and fast. Yeah. Watch out.
This team knows Derrick Henry quite well. They know Jonathan Taylor quite well.
Oh, yeah, for
as
sure.
Well.
Yeah.
All right, more to do on the other side, including Tom's takeaways. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands. The rumble in your chest. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. Honoring history and making it. At the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. The Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. February 15th, 2026. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents, and they will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Litigated by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lacey, your bar manager here at Fourscore Golf Tavern. We're officially kicking off the holiday season, and both of our locations, San Marco and Gate Parkway, are fully festive and ready for you to enjoy. Make sure you stop by and check out our holiday cocktail menu, lunch, and dinner specials. Happy hour is all day, every Tuesday. The fun continues with 10 top-of-the-line simulators between both locations, offering multiple games in almost every sport you can think of. So gather your group, get in the spirit, and come celebrate at Fourscore, the place to be in Jacksonville for holiday fun.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Hines Allen was a monster defensively for Jacksonville. The 6'5 Dynamo ended the contest with 3 tackles versus Tennessee and recorded 2 sacks in what was a dominant performance. The man needed extra plates on the field because he ate all game long. And he's your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, Killer Bees, Taylor Dahl, Aaron Williams, filling in for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Did we figure out the odds that you got for your bet in Vegas over 8.5?
No, I thought I had it on my phone. It's in my safe at home, just so I wouldn't lose it. Because I lose
I'm proud of you
stuff
for
all the
making it
time.
back from Vegas.
I'm proud of you for having a safe at home.
Oh, yeah, I got everything in there. You kidding me? I should take my gun out of there, though, because I don't know how quick I can get to it. That's the problem. But
Let's hope you don't need that.
yeah, you never know.
But you did not place the bet on the Jaguars winning the AFC South, correct? You just did the over 8.5?
No, and the division.
And you did the
Yeah,
division.
and the
Okay,
division,
you
yeah.
didn't do the
Two
Trevor.
separate bets.
The
No, I
Trevor
didn't get
one.
to.
Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me do a player prop or
That's
something
right,
for
okay.
some reason. But maybe I'll bring them in for tomorrow and see what, or take a picture and just see what they're like. I remember someone online because I shared it
They
online.
said it wasn't enough money.
And they like, you better take. Well, the one guy's like, yeah, you cheap shit. Love this up, you know what? But no, it was more like, don't keep that online because you don't want people. I don't know. So I just
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, saying that was
Yeah, the
their
barcode,
ticket.
yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone probably took it anyway. Who knows?
Somebody screenshot.
Somebody cashed in already.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
No,
see.
they can't cash in yet until Sunday, hopefully around
come on,
4:05
baby.
p.m. if the
That's
Jaguars
right.
win. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Oh. Okay, so I will do the takeaways anyway. Takeaways brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Get your free estimate today at 904-506-1256. Well, I was looking at the three Florida schools, the main Florida schools. No disrespect to UCF, USF, and all the rest. Florida, Florida State, and Miami. Looking at national titles since 1990, looking at records since 2015, and then looking at the last 5 years. And Florida State doesn't get enough love. I think they should. I mean, look, I don't think right today they're that relevant, but they have been pretty darn relevant since the last 2015. They were, 76 and 60. Last five, they were 35 and 28. Last five for Florida, 29 and 34. But overall, since 2015, 81 to 58. From 2011 to 2015 or 15, Florida was on fire. I don't know who was their coach. Why did they fire at 10 and 2? I mean, that's unbelievable. You guys went 10 and 2 a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Muschamp.
Muschamp.
And then McElwain.
You guys didn't like that 10 and 2. I think you'd like it today.
He also went 4 and 8.
After that, yeah. The
and
last,
Georgia
the
Southern,
last 5 years were bad.
Georgia
the last
Southern
5
beat
years
Florida,
were
and they didn't throw a pass.
bad. Yeah,
He
last
was-
5 years, you guys
he
have
was a
not been
defensive
relevant
coach.
at all.
So I can continue.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, the last 5 years, I mean, Florida's just been okay. Florida State's been okay. The U's been better than both of you, at least the last 2 years. So it's interesting. Look, I know we're the Florida station. You know, we give a lot of love to Florida. But Florida State, I mean, we think about like prestigious and jobs and all that kind of stuff. To me, aren't they the same? I mean, if you rank Florida and Florida State, they are the same.
You have
Same
an
amount of
easier
national
path
titles almost.
in the ACC than you do in
That's
the
what
SEC.
people will argue is the
Yeah.
SEC is going to be more difficult to win.
Yeah.
And that's part of the conversation with Summerall is that what he's taking on at Florida is he's choosing a very hard path to make a fan base happy, to keep a job, to do all of the things, but also win football games. And people, I mean, the ACC isn't anywhere close to what and that's going to
But
be
the
probably
relevant
the bigger
teams
argument.
in the SEC are not, they're LSU and they're Georgia and Bama the last 10, 15 years, right?
I mean, the
10
last
years?
5 years, Tennessee is relevant. Certainly,
Tennessee?
Ole Miss has come into the picture. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens now that Lane is gone.
Well, I think it's just
Vanderbilt's
Vandy,
relevant
they just
right
got a
now.
5-star quarterback.
I think it came. This takeaway came from just the fact
Oh, by the way, Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Now that they're in the SEC as well.
that Lane, spurned the Gators, and a lot of people are mad about that. Or that Strickland. How could you not land Lane Kiffin? But Lane could sit there and say, well, what's so great about Florida? I mean, what have they done that really makes me just jump to Florida? Now, LSU, you can make a little bit of a case, right? Because they've been a national title holder. You can't make any case for Ole Miss at all.
By the way, LSU fired its last 2 coaches that won national championships.
Yeah, which is terrible.
So good luck
Yeah.
with that part of things
Yeah,
as well.
well.
And if you get on the governor's bad side, that's a whole other can of worms. But
yeah, but
no,
politics aside,
to your point, if Florida State's job had opened, I think
would
Florida
it be a coveted?
I would argue
think
that
so.
Florida State, more people would want Florida State than they would want Florida potentially because of all the different roadblocks. And Florida State has won a national championship more recently than Florida
Yeah,
has.
2013.
Yeah, with
I
Jameis
think
Winston.
That's a part of why people were so shocked when they made the announcement and that they did in general with Norvell staying, because people do, I think higher of Florida State and thinking like, okay, you have the chance to, like, people, you can get recruits, you can hit the portal. People want to, hit the portal and come to Florida State. We saw Norvell do that, but you can also recruit. You're in the state of Florida, and if you get the right coach, people will go to Florida State also to have the chance to play football. And so that's why people were shocked, I think, of why make this decision right now when you can be a top program in Florida.
And that's the difference between Florida and LSU and Florida State. Florida and LSU have enough resources to be able to pay big buyouts and then to hire new coaches and pay their staffs and have new buyouts that potentially they'll have to pay down the road. Whereas FSU right now doesn't have the resources, or at least that's what they've indicated.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
why
Or
would
don't
you?
wanna spend
You
the
literally just
resources.
lost to Billy Gonzalez and a Florida team that
That stinks.
had moments of success this season, like one good win against Texas. That's it. Bees, your face looks like you want to jump into this.
Well, I mean, the Florida job has always been about the coach.
Couldn't you argue that's always what it is, though, for every
But
college?
that is, and that's what my point was about to be, because you're bringing all these coaches from these smaller schools, and they don't really have the branding, like to actually say, oh, I've sent this many guys to the pros. I've
the resume,
and it's like
Brian Kelly had that at LSU, though.
Well, they're going to go there. I mean, because LSU just has that much talent. I mean, he didn't.
Yeah.
He got there, and that talent
They
was
already
already
had talent,
there. And that's the thing. Like, to me, if I'm a kid and I'm coming out, I'm like, first of all, where are they sending guys to the league? Where has this coach coached some people that have been to the league, that he has a pipeline that, oh, his coaching does this for me? And these guys, yeah, they put up some points and they score on these other conferences, but then when they get to the big boys, to me, it's not enough depth. And if we keep hiring these coaches and firing them after 3 years, they're not going to be able to build that resume or depth. And that's the hardest part of watching this now. It's like you got these guys that come in for a couple years, and you don't give them enough time.
Yeah.
And then 3 years, you're doing the same thing, but then you're going to bring in another coach, because where was the last Florida coach from?
Louisiana.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he doesn't have enough resume and depth to actually have a recruiting base where, there a lot of assistant coaches are getting passed over in college because they don't, there's a lot of things about sports psychology I was about to get into, but they coach a certain position and they can't move up. Like a running back coach can't ever move to an offensive coordinator. A quarterback coach may, or a receiver coach once in a while. But that's the problem. And like my buddy, Jaywan Sider, he's an assistant head coach at Notre Dame. He should be Florida's coach, if you ask me, because look at all the running backs he had at Penn State. He was here in Florida. He went to West Virginia. His connections to all of Florida are so deep. Like, to me, sometimes you want to start smaller, and really, this guy has depth. When I say that, I mean here's a resume.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately, in college football, which we've talked about this a ton, the landscape and how much it's changed. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse, because we live in this world now where we've heard coaches say you're pretty much building a team and a brand and a program for 1-2 years at a time, because kids are hitting the portal, or they're going to the NFL earlier, or they want to go to 3 different schools, 4 different schools, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it is a coach, sometimes it's they want to start somewhere, whatever. There's a lot of different reasons. But because of that, the coach doesn't get to have these kids for 3, 4, 5 years most of the time. It's getting less and less where you're seeing that. So because of that, you're not able to build a team that is able to win for a long period of time, unless you're one of those ones that we're talking about, the Alabamas and the Georgias and Ohio States. That's the ones we're going to talk about right now. But even that, we saw Alabama not make the college football playoff last year. Granted, first
They
year
were
head
close,
coach,
but
but I do think that you're seeing things change a little bit. But it's hard to build a program and an identity for a team when your players are only there for a year or two.
The prestige seems like it's going to wane away. Where you're not like, wow.
Yeah.
I got to go to Alabama because I got to go to
No.
any of them. You know what I mean? I just feel
well,
like it's
if you're
going
talking about
be.
players in the NFL, like those.
Yeah,
are the
but to me, I
schools-
listen. I respect anybody that says that, but if you're good enough, the NFL finds you. They know where the players are. That's not like you could go to East Bumble, you know where, state in some podunk town in Washington, and they will find you if you're good enough.
Yeah.
They are
But now
good
you can
enough.
transfer up anyway.
You could, yeah.
I'm just
so
saying
I
that's
don't
always been
put that
part
out
of the
there that
argument.
much.
Yeah. Your takeaways were excellent.
Yeah, they were all right. But at the end of the day, I didn't get a chance to finish it, but it's okay. Again, it comes down to where we at in college football and where it's going. And I don't know, man. It's more pro football day by day, and I do think that prestige is kind of going away. You know, I don't know. Maybe Ohio State has it, maybe Georgia, because they've been winning as of late. But other than that, I mean, USC used to have it. I mean, back when we were growing up, who wouldn't want to go to USC? Maybe even UCLA, but they don't have it anymore. Penn State used to have it. You know, I mean, I'm not a big Ohio State fan, so I don't want to give them a lot of credit, but they do deserve a lot of credit, and they've got a lot of it right now. It seems Georgia as well. You know, Miami. I mean, who didn't want to go to Miami or Notre Dame back in the day? Maybe even today more with Notre Dame. But gosh, I would have killed to gone to Miami.
And the
That'd
common
been
thing
incredible.
with all of these teams are saying is their bag, their money. You know, like Ohio State is one of the top 5 in bringing
they
revenue.
paid for theirs
They
last
paid-
year.
they all-
like you said, and that's the pro part of it. So,
But recent success, that's what you're talking about when you say prestige.
Prestige
Like, does
and-
Michigan have prestige right now?
yes.
Ish.
See? And Michigan just won a national
No, I know.
title.
I guess
But
you
the
might
coach
throw
leaves,
them
and so
in
yeah.
there.
Well, we can continue your conversation, and you can
Let's
make
do
your
it.
point, and we'll get to Taylor's tangent. We've got more to do.
Come on.
Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
Tom Coughlin here. Join 1010XL for the J-Fund Radiothon on December 3rd. Every year I'm blown away by your generosity, and I'm asking for your help again.
The drive to the J-Fund Radiothon is driven by the Nimnicht family of dealerships.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
It's a Helmets and Heels Tuesday, backed by Morgan & Morgan.
Clogged toilet, too much paper, deeper blockages, or one of your child's Hot Wheels could be the culprit. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline handles toilet clogs fast. If your toilet's clogged, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,800 5-star Google reviews, it was such an easy decision to have Closets by Design help us get organized for the holidays. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more, Closets by Design will design custom storage solutions for all of your spaces. Nothing says happy holidays like a home that is peaceful and clutter-free. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before year end and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit them online, closetsbydesign.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 2nd, 1975, Ohio State running back Archie Griffin becomes the first and only player to win back-to-back Heisman trophies.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
When the game was looking strange to start, the team would look to strange to allow everything to make sense once again. In the second quarter, Trevor Lawrence would find the star tight end for a 21-yard touchdown, making the score 15-3 with 14:54 left in the first half. The strange score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
'Tis the season for savings at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Take advantage of the Second Amendment sales tax holiday now through December 31st. Firearms, ammo, and accessories, all tax-free. Secure your holiday gifts with a Browning gun safe, and they'll deliver it right to your door. Come test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews at Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
This holiday season, sending a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers is a classy move no matter who it's for. This is Dylan Denmark. Kuhn Flowers is the most respected name in the floral business. Find out why when you go to kuhnflowers.com and order an arrangement today.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs or maybe a logoed Sick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
If golf is your thing, you'll want to check out the 2026 Hills Pass at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Unlimited golf, including golf car, and preferred tee times for just one low price. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to purchase your Hills Pass today.
Gated communities, homeowners associations, secure corporate centers. When you need a full-line fence company capable of any size job, you need to think about Duval Fence. They've got the latest and greatest in gate operators and access control systems. Security is huge these days, and you want a gate that operates smoothly, around the clock, every time you hit the button. Count on a company that's been serving Duval and the First Coast for decades. That's Duval Fence. For the latest in gate operators, commercial or residential, check out Duval Fence.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Killa B's in the house with us. Taylor Dallas here, Tom McManus, Aaron Williams, filling in for RJ Saunders. Another day off today. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. By the way, went to Waynesville, North Carolina last week, and there were a ton of Jaguars fans. I don't know if they live there or if they were visiting like we were. I think it was a mixture of both. But everywhere we went, saw Jags fans.
that.
And obviously we had Jag stuff on too. And so we'd all say either Duval or Go Jags. It was fabulous. I absolutely loved
fantastic.
it. All right, we'll get back to college football in the 3 o'clock hour. But right now, Taylor Dahl has a tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
I saw this article I wanted to share some thoughts on and also get your thoughts on this. So CBS Sports, they did which NFL teams right now, which contenders can you actually trust is how they kind of ranked these. So they sorted the 20 playoff hopefuls into different tiers and kind of categorized it from their most, the ones that they believe the contenders right now at this point in time in the NFL through December 2nd and how much they trust that team and different tiers, and they categorized them. So I just wanted to go through this real quick because I thought some of them were interesting. But the top ones, the top tier they have is just tier 1, inner circle of trustworthiness. So these are the teams they believe are the true contenders, I feel like is the easiest way to put that. And it's the Rams. I think we'd all agree on that. They have the Green Bay Packers. It's strange to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird about it. I don't see a team to like the Rams and Packers to me look very different when you watch games, but they're coming off a really good win on Thanksgiving, so that probably upped that a little bit.
And the Rams are not coming off of a good win.
Yeah. But those are the only two they have in tier 1. Tier 2, they have quarterbacks can carry them, and they have the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, just because of the quarterback. To me, I don't know if the Chiefs are making the postseason, honestly, at this point. I don't see, again, a team outside, like Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, but when you watch that team as a whole, I think they have a lot of, you talk about cracks in the foundation, there's a lot of things that I think Kansas City needs to be better at to be able to, but I feel like we say that the last couple years, and then they go to the Super Bowl.
They need to win on Sunday because they're playing host to the Texans.
Yes, we do need that this weekend. In that same category, so it's Chiefs, Bills, Chargers are in their tier 2.
Justin
Interesting.
Herbert can carry your team. Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Tier 3 is trust the offense, not the defense. And this one has the Cowboys, the Patriots, and the Lions. So I think we'd all agree those are probably three of the offense we talk about that are very good offenses and defenses who have struggled. But the Cowboys defense has gotten a ton better at the last couple of weeks. They got healthy, and the defensive backs, that defensive front, I read some stats last week of how good they've been since like week 9 or whatever it is, one of the top 3 teams defensively up there. So we'll see how that goes. Tier 4 is trust the defense, but not the offense. And they have the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos, and the Houston Texans in this one. The Seahawks one, I feel like, is a little interesting because I think on this show we've talked about them being one of the better teams we feel like in the NFL in general. And a lot
they
of it,
heard of Jackson Smith and Jigba.
yeah, he's like in the top 2 for MVP this year at this point in time.
I think they're waiting for Sam to crumble like he did
yeah.
last year.
Yeah, I guess that's it. But you're not going to do that to Justin Herbert. You're going to put your Herbert in tier 2 when
Herbert
he's done
just
the same
struggles
exact
against us. I think he does well against
in general.
everybody
Like
else.
anytime he's had a bigger game, that he's kind of had those issues where he throws multiple picks or just can't win it at the end. So interesting, but yeah, I'm sure Sam Darnold's part of that. The other 2 I think are obvious. Broncos and Texans have probably number 1 and 2 defense in the NFL, but their offenses have struggled. Denver can't score at all, and Houston, I think they're still trying to figure out their identity in that. Tier 5 has they just said are the wild cards, and they have the Eagles, the Bears, the Niners, the Colts, the Jags, the Ravens, and the Bucks in that category. So I think when you just look at those teams, they seem similar in the fact of they've all had games this year where you're like, wow, this team could beat anybody, and then they've all had games too where you're like, okay, wait, what are they? Who are they? And I feel like every single one of those teams, maybe outside of the Niners, I feel like Niners have kind of won all season, and other than losing to the Jags. But if you're putting the Jags in this category, then it's a good win, So that one was a little interesting to me. But tier 6, they had not trustworthy, and they've got the Panthers and Steelers. And this one, the Panthers are weird when you go through and look at the teams they've beat and the teams they've lost to. It's like we talk about playing down or up to an opponent. The Panthers are the epitome of that this season. Some of the games they win, you're like, how did they do that? And then they'll lose to teams that are just not very good at all. The Steelers are definitely on the down, and I think most people would agree on that. But it's just interesting to me how some of them I feel like I'm more confident in, and they have them lower ranked, and then teams where I feel like I need to see a little bit more. Like, to me, the Green Bay Packers being the only other team with the Rams in the top is interesting.
Well, I think it's a what have you done for me lately? So,
Yeah.
like you said, Green Bay's had a good couple wins. They've won 3 in a row, I think. So maybe they're feeling. I feel the same way about Green Bay. I know they're good, but I don't know if they're
Like
that
how
good.
good? Yeah,
Like
tier
in a
1
real
good.
big fight, would they still stand there and
Yeah.
deliver? I question that, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, look, they're 8-3-1. I mean, they've had a weird year. You tie with Dallas, 40 points each.
They've lost to the Panthers,
lost to
the
Carolina
Browns. They
at
tied to the
home.
Cowboys when the
Yeah.
Cowboys were not beating
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
And the Browns can't score, speaking
yeah.
of teams. They would
No,
have been in
Browns
that
terrible.
category of trust the defense, but
Yeah.
obviously, like the Bengals would have been in the trust the offense, not the defense.
Where are
yeah.
the Jags? Which category?
So they were in the wild card.
Second to last
So
one.
I like trying to figure it out. That group of
The largest group.
Philly,
What do they fit in?
Colts,
What do they
Niners,
fit in?
Bears, Ravens, Bucks.
It's funny, before you started, I almost asked you, are the Bears and Jags in the same tier?
Which it feels like they are.
And yeah, it absolutely feels like they are. You've got 2 first-year head coaches. You've got 2 teams that have some massive wins, but no one's quite ready to trust a Trevor Lawrence fully. No one's quite ready to trust a Caleb Williams fully outside of, maybe the people that cover those teams.
Yeah, and I think even defensively, both teams have had moments where their defense has looked really good, and then moments where the defense looked lost, and so they're still trying to figure out which of the games, the wins, are the Bears who just played Philly, or are they who played the Lions in week 2? And those are 2 drastically different teams. And then the Jags, I feel like the same. Are you that team that beat the Chargers, or are you the team that lost back-to-back to Seattle and LA and could barely beat the Raiders? So that's what everybody's trying to figure out.
I think if you almost look at all of these teams, it's like an overall approach. Like when I look at the Rams, they have a great quarterback, a great offensive mind coach. Their defense is tough. They have a running game. Then you look at Green Bay, it's kind of the same way. Great coach, quarterback. Yeah, he's sometimes shaky, but he's still a top-tier quarterback, and a great defense, great running game. And then if you think about it, that's what wins if your running game travels. So if you look at those 2 teams, I can see both of them. That's the reason I would say they're about the only teams that have the consistency on both sides.
And I know we got to go to break, but I think Bears beating Philly can open a lot of eyebrows for them. I'm not saying they're like where everyone's like, oh, watch out for the Bears, but they're like, okay, now we may believe in you a little bit more.
And if the Jags beat the Colts, I'll say the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, let's give away some lunch.
Yes, free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 3, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
And it's a beautiful day now. Rained earlier, but the sun is out, so get some free lunch, and we'll chat some more college football on the other side. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels. Bought for you by Greenlaw Group on 1010XL. A great drive takes more than a set of wheels.
Fully loaded, I think is the term.
Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville brings you the drive of the game.
Just one thing. Yeah. Don't push any of the buttons on that car.
On 1010XL.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Jaguar fans, Tom McManus here. Crown Royal is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more info on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Remember, please drink responsibly.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday is
litigated by Morgan & Morgan.
Frank Franzi for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember when the Jaguars upset the Denver Broncos in the 1996 divisional round as a 14-point underdog and launched them into the AFC Championship? Well, you know who won't upset you? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project, Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COILE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Time's running out. The $2,000 federal tax credit on AC replacement expires December 31st. Bold City AC will help you upgrade to a qualifying energy-efficient system and give you a $1,000 cash buyback for your old unit. If your AC is old, loud, barely hanging on, replace it this month to lock in a $2,000 tax credit and an additional $1,000 buyback. Bold City Heating and Air. Free estimates, next day installs. Visit boldcityac.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional
conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296. Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429. Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Baker Glass. It's the biggest game of the season tonight for Gators Hoops as they'll take on the Duke Blue Devils. The 15th ranked Gators sit at 5-2 as the 4th ranked Blue Devils are undefeated at 8-0. The game is set to tip off at 7:30, airing live on 1010 AM and will also be televised on ESPN. It's 77 degrees at 3:05 time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Great job by Max. And as I just told him, Alex Condon will play in tonight's game for the Florida Gators. He was held out of the game against Providence that Florida did win due to precautionary reasons. He was hit in the head against TCU when Florida lost that game.
With the elbow?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember what exactly hit him. It was definitely some sort of body part.
Okay. Not the ball.
No, yeah, not the ball and not the floor. But yeah, he was held out, and so he will play tonight against Duke, which is good. Yeah, but certainly a massive contest tonight.
We were talking a little bit off air about how I was like, didn't Florida only lose 4 all year last year? Which is crazy,
It
honestly,
really is.
to go back and think about.
It's absolutely wild. It's as stunning as 2014 when Florida men's basketball didn't lose a single game in the SEC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I don't think you'll
And
see
all
the
4
likes of
were
that
SEC.
since.
I think conference games that they lost to.
Potentially. Yeah, I don't remember. Did Florida have a game early in the season that they lost? I don't remember that we lost. But speaking of Florida, time now for Lauren's Lane, as always brought to you by Closets by Design. They can help you like they did us. They redid all 3 of our closets in our house. They do such a fantastic job. And you can find them online, closetsbydesign.com, or call 904-878-9393. So today what comes into Lauren's Lane is going to be these names for one John Sumrall. Miles Graham, Jaden Woods, Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown III, at least those 4. DJ Lagway, I think I'm still on the fence about whether or not he has to be retained, but John Sumrall 100% has to retain those players. They were all at the press conference yesterday, along with the likes of Danny Werfel and Urban Meyer and Steve Spurrier.
The whole gang was there.
Yeah, Urban Meyer is a recent addition to back in Gainesville. It's a very odd thing. I didn't want him.
I don't
to be
even want him in Florida.
I like that.
I don't want him in the
He's too
state
close.
of
Granted, I think he's there to show support from the group of 5 angle because he was a group of 5 head coach
Okay,
when Florida
yeah.
got him. So I think that's where Scott Strickland's trying to kind of push that relevance. And also, obviously, he did win 2 national titles at Florida and was a great coach at both Florida, Ohio State, and really everywhere he coached. But still, there's obviously, all the icky feelings from everyone in Jacksonville. And then you combine the fact that general manager Dave Caldwell now will be the GM for Florida, the former Jags general manager. My brother's friend he's a big Jags fan and Gators fan, and he said Sunday was the worst day of his life. I'm sure he was exaggerating. But I can understand because you haven't been thrilled with the Jags' demise. I shouldn't say demise, but the lack of success, especially when Dave was the GM. And then now you've got a guy that is group of 5. But I feel like John Sumrall did a great job in his press conference, and he brings energy, he brings passion, he brings fire, things that I feel like Billy Napier was absolutely lacking. And I love that he addressed the fact that the Florida fan base isn't patient. Like, you may as well tackle that head on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He's like, I know how short this leash is, honestly. I mean, you talk about Florida and the expectations, you know where they are supposed to be. And I'm sure as a head coach, if you're taking a job at Florida, or if you're talking about LSU or Florida, there's
the
certain
next Florida
schools,
State head coach.
Yeah,
Don't buy a
honestly,
house, just
Nolan.
rent.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah, just rent.
Yeah.
You know where the expectations should be, and you know that they've started to lessen, and you
dwindle,
want
yeah.
to bring that back, because it was, you talk about programs that for so long people talked about in such high regard and wanting to go there. When you talk about recruiting players, when you talk about now the portal and players wanting to go there in general, when you talk about schools every single year that have the most NFL players and all of those things, those are schools that you constantly mention in a list, and they've started dropping. Florida started dropping farther and farther in that list where people were naming them. And so I'm sure he knows how much pressure comes along with this. And you won't know. Nobody will know until, you got to play games next year. And even that, look what Kalen DeBoer first year in Alabama and then week 1 this year compared to what we've seen. And so there is a certain amount of they're not going to be a very super patient. It's not like you're going to get 4 or 5 years to try and prove yourself. But I do think they need to give them a little bit more than a couple years before people start panicking, because you got to build your own program.
I think by year 3, you should know if you got the guy or not, at least by midway through, how you're playing and how the team's responding to you. I mean, I know people are jaded because of Billy being from Louisiana. I mean, I think it's all about how guys coach, and how they motivate. And can this John Summerall motivate these kids beyond the money, beyond the whatever perks they get, to really be committed to being the best they can be on the field? He could do it. I mean, look, the only thing that I thought about this morning, like with Strickland, the AD, is he kind of like, remember Gene Smith before Dave Caldwell, who I like Gene a lot. He was our GM. But he tried to get a little cute with smaller school guys, and I think he was like, "Well, let me show them. Like, I'll show them that I'm smarter. I can find these gems. I can find these, under the radar. Nobody's really looking at them." I know I'm saying John's that. I'm just saying in that general sense. So hopefully he's right on Summer, because if not, you got to get rid of him. I mean, I'm surprised he's
You're going to see a change in athletic director.
Get out. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Happen.
That's what I'm saying. The Strickland's got to go if this one doesn't work out. I mean, that's where the heat really should come on, because think about, and I'm not talking Strickland alone. I'm talking these ADs. These are big money. I mean, you're talking about buyouts that are absolutely massive. I saw her Stoops do like 37.7 or something from Kentucky, and you're like, really? You gotta pay him? And they've been better. I know they've been better, but that just seems like a ton of money to have to pay out to a coach that you're going to get rid of, and that's on the low end, of some of these schools. So you want to put the coach under fire for 3 years. Well, maybe the AD needs, you get one good, one hire, and if your next hire ain't good, then and we got to have a payout of a buyout of millions and millions, then you're gone too. Yeah, like it's simple as that. I think we got to start looking at those ADs.
Well, I heard his press conference. I just love that he didn't shy away from that,
No, not
like
at all.
He's a competitor, and I like the part he said about his son. He never he
his
doesn't let him
12-year-old
win.
son in basketball.
It should be that way. That's how
He didn't just say, like, I don't let him win. He was like,
dominate him. I love it.
And I was like, I don't know if this is the best psychology for a 12-year-old. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's what's necessary though in Florida right now. I mean, if like I'm looking on the outside in, but my program I can't talk about that. But the thing is, there's been a lack of discipline. It seems like, there's always talent, but then it's like there's always some kind of wild play that happens every year that, like the helmet throw. And
the shoe throw?
That kind of stuff. Where
that was before Billy.
Well, just because if you go and think about like a guy like Saban, what he did and the discipline and how he was on his players, kind of like a Coughlin-esque, it seemed like Napier didn't have that. And I feel like you still need to put the foot up the butt, proverbially. And, some of these guys feel like they're playing out there like spoiled kids because of the money. And, like, you got to have that balance,
I think his issue is he didn't have the in-game coaching acumen that is required. And I didn't follow his every single game when he was at Louisiana, but now I kind of want to go back and watch some of those games and
was
be
he
like,
doing the same thing?
Yeah, did he have two players wearing the same number on the field at one time at Louisiana? Because if he did, then Scott Strickland, you should have known that. Yeah, you should have watched all the tape from Louisiana when he was the head coach. But a couple quick things: the new defensive coordinator for Florida is Brad White, who's coming from Kentucky. He and John Summerall know each other from that time. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, to your point earlier, Tom, about the prestige and how it's shifting in college football. Vanderbilt was able to flip the Georgia 5-star quarterback, Jared Curtis. Yeah, so Jared Curtis, at least as of now, heading to, how these recruiting things go, but is
a lot of
headed to
flipping.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, so Clark Lee was able to get a guy away from Kirby Smart.
That Pavia is fun to watch.
Diego Pavia now is the
Pavia,
best
he is
Heisman
fun to
odds.
watch.
Yeah.
You think that's because of the system? Because George
can
is
run.
more handed off, and you manage. But maybe he wanted to go somewhere where he
I
can
think it's
run and
also
throw. Yeah.
I think it's also personality. You vibe with certain coaches more than others, and also I'm not knocking Athens, but you get to live in Nashville for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like if you love music, like that's so much
Yeah.
fun. And again, not knocking Athens. Athens has a great music scene too.
It's just wild. I mean, think of how the turn. I mean, you talk about Indiana and Vandy.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And you're just
I
like,
love it.
what?
I've been
Yeah, no, I
asking
think
for
it's
this
great.
for
Yeah,
years.
I think it's great too.
Side note too, did you hear about the Crumble Cookie owner
Yes.
in BYU? Did you guys hear
No,
about that?
no.
So one of big donor for BYU is the Crumble Cookie owner. His name is Jason McGowan.
Yeah.
He, I guess, has offered to pay a ton of money to keep their coach because there was rumors that he was going to leave
State.
fit for Penn State.
Yeah,
But now
Kalani
he
Sitake.
came and said, "I will pay you whatever you want if you stay at BYU."
That's
So
what it takes.
It takes the cookies, not crumbling. But yeah, the interesting thing with Vanderbilt is can they do it once Diego Pavia
No, right,
leaves
yeah,
after 75 years in college football? And then obviously we've already seen Indiana do it with a different quarterback.
Different quarterback, right?
For sure. All right, more to do on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Ramey Elabu in Jacksonville at 904-309-9077.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Hey, I know how awful it is to get injured, man, especially if it's because of someone else's negligence. Hey, this is Tom McManus. You get injured out there, there's only one number to call. It's Pound Law. That's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys, $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. That's the kind of team that I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan forthepeople.com.
It's a Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Backed by Morgan & Morgan for the people. Dial Pound Law.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Tom Coughlin here. Join 1010XL for the J-Fund Radiothon on December 3rd. Every year I'm blown away by your generosity, and I'm asking for your help again.
The drive to the J-Fund Radiothon is driven by the Nimnicht family of dealerships.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house. Because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change.
$50 off any service with a toy, and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter, Amber, and she's been telling you how much weight she's dropped with Awaken 180. It's hard to believe. Even in football season, even when she hangs out with her friends, and even when she tailgates and does all that stuff, she's still losing weight. You can even drink alcohol. Can you believe that? Well, Awaken 180 shows you how to swap calories, not flavor. You have to be disciplined, but they make it easy. Amber and I talk about this all the time. She can't believe how easy it is, and she's so excited about it. But what I will tell you is it's really working. I see how excited she is. I see the look on her face. I see how her self-esteem has changed and her confidence. It's one of the greatest things that's ever happened with my daughter, and it means that much to me. Now, Awaken 180 programs are reimbursable with your HSA or FSA, and those HSA dollars expire December 31st. Don't leave money on the table. Call Awaken 180 today and kickstart your transformation before the new year. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go to awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
All right, back to the NFL we go. Let's predict how the other teams in the AFC South, outside of the Titans, so really just the Texans and the Colts, how they finish. Well, let's start with the Colts, since that's who the Jaguars play host to this Sunday at Everbank Stadium, as we've said all week. Hope you're going. Get your tickets if you don't have them already. Excellent job, Aaron, with some NFL music. So let's, for the fun of it, predict that the Jaguars beat the Colts this Sunday, right? We'll start with that. All right, then the Colts at the Seahawks. I'm going to say that's a loss.
I think they lose all 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I didn't think they were making the playoffs, but so
I
to
think they
your
lose all
point.
5. I think San Fran's going to beat them. We're going to beat them twice, and I think Houston will beat them. Houston will beat them to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We'll be the division leader,
Wow.
and they'll be the wild card.
See, I did it. I think they split with the Jags. I don't know which, but I'm guessing a home game you win, you lose on the road, and then I think they win one more between the Seahawks, Niners, and Texans. I just don't know which one they end up winning. So 10-7 at the end, splitting with the Jags and winning one of those other ones.
Yeah, I tend to lean more with Tom. I don't know that they 100% lose all 5, but I'll say they only win one more.
Yeah.
Bees,
What do you
what you
think,
got?
Bees?
Well, I can see the 5, though, because I don't see them beating us. I don't see them beating the 49ers, and I don't see them beating the Seahawks. And then they're at Houston.
Yeah.
Right?
And can we what's their signature win? The Colts. I mean, the Broncos week 2, they beat them by a point. They beat the Titans. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Titans. They beat the Falcons.
Probably at the Chargers, 38-24.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe us, kind of like same with us. Is that our signature win, beating the Chargers?
Well, the
Or
way
the
that we
Chiefs
beat
and
the
Niners
Chargers,
early.
but yeah, the
49ers,
Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, that was totally big. So
Yeah.
it's just, listen, I mean, look, any given Sunday, right? If we're not on our game, they're going to totally whoop us. But they are definitely a team that I don't think is as strong as their
Leaking
record.
oil. Leaking oil.
Yeah, I think that, that their last 5 games prove that. The Jags got the Kansas City Niners early when the Niners were missing half their team and the Chiefs weren't playing very good football. So other people are probably looking at it like that. And the Colts, unfortunately for them, have a tough end of the schedule in general. But while these teams are also playing some of their best football, including the Texans, the Jags got those 2 Texans and split with them.
Should have won that second one.
Yeah.
My
Swept.
goodness.
That's
Yeah,
right.
what you're talking. I mean, look how much different we'd be looking right now if you have that Texans win also notched into this right now when you have 9 wins.
Yeah.
Like just that
No,
would
right.
feel.
And Tom would have hit us over.
I know already.
Yeah, you're early. A lot earlier. For
Literally before December. That would have been
But this is where the
insane.
Colts prove it if they're going to.
Yeah,
right. And the
yeah.
Chiefs may not be that good of a team. So,
Yeah.
yes, while it's a signature
Don't know
win
yet.
because it's Monday Night Football and it was Patrick Mahomes, and Trevor wanted to beat Mahomes, even though they don't play against each other. But that may not end up being the best win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's flip it over and look at the Texans' schedule. So this Sunday night, Texans at the Chiefs. This game has massive playoff implications for the AFC. Who wins that one, y'all? And I'm not holding this to you as far as the picks are concerned by any means, but,
right.
but just for the here and now.
You can't pick both. I'm going to pick them to win and lose.
I think the Chiefs win. It's at home. It's a Sunday night game. The Chiefs are fighting tooth and nail for their playoff hopes. But at the same time, it won't surprise me if the Texans go in there and win. But I'm going to say for the sake of this argument, I'll have the Chiefs winning the game.
I think whoever wins that game's going to the playoffs.
I
I'll
can
tell you that
understand
much.
that,
You know what I mean? I mean, I'd rather have Kansas City win, obviously, to knock down the Texans. But, man, that defense is tough as nails, and I know Mahomes tough too, but that's going to be a great game Sunday night. I'm going to say Kansas City wins back against the wall. They really need the victory.
Correct.
But so does Houston, so it should be tough. But I'm going to say Kansas City beats Houston.
Will you stay awake for that one?
No. Well, for first quarter. First quarter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
half.
I think
Sleep like an old retired football.
No, it's Dad, you're asleep already. Yep, I am. I'll see you later.
I think the maybe obvious answer is it depends if the Texans' offense can continue to improve the way we've seen the last few weeks, because their defense to me is probably the second best defense in the NFL, if not maybe third. If not, top three. They're top three defense in the NFL, and the Chiefs have their issues this year. I just feel like there's so many flaws in everything they can do, and it takes almost Patrick Mahomes doing out-of-body experience things and create all these madness plays, which he can do. We've seen it throughout his career, being able to do that. So I think it comes down to, can the Texans completely control that? Because if their defense has plays against the Chiefs like they have all season, I can see the Texans beating the Chiefs. But their offense has to continue to get a little bit better at certain things, and I just don't know if they're right there yet.
Yeah, the league's lucky Joe Mixon isn't healthy. I'll tell you that
big
much.
time.
He would bring even more power to that offense for the Houston Texans. But Andy Reid back against the wall. I'll probably pick Andy Reid in this one. You know,
All right,
but
then we have-
Houston can win with a 4-man rush.
Yeah,
so that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're tough, man. That defense can hold them.
Then we have the Texans playing host to the Cardinals. I feel like that's probably the Texans win, but the Cardinals are tricky. We know that firsthand.
Yeah, I think the Texans dominate that one.
Yeah, they should beat them up good. We should have beat them a lot more than we did, but whatever. We came away with the victory.
All right, Texans play host to the Raiders. We'll all consider that a win for the Texans.
Yeah.
So either 2-1 or 3-0 potentially. And then the Texans at the Chargers. That's a toss-up for me.
That's toss-up.
Yeah.
It depends if Herbert's on his game or not, and they can protect him.
How
but-
healthy are the Chargers at that point in time? And then finally, like we talked about, the Texans play host to the Colts January 4th. So that game, yes, could be the winner goes to the playoffs, which is great scheduling per the NFL.
Oh yeah,
no
the
doubt.
NFL has started doing that, backloading the divisional games. We've seen so much of that, especially divisions where I feel like they know there's going to be 2-3 teams out of that division still competing late in the season. Which props to them, because it's worked several times the last few years. Those final 3 games, there's divisional games that someone's in, someone's out. So credit to the NFL for that.
And great for the Jags. You know which team I did not say is in on either of their schedules, the Texans or the Colts? The Titans. They've already played them twice. The Jaguars still get them. So assuming that the Jaguars can beat them again, that's a good win.
So if we go 3-2, I think we'll be good.
Okay.
3-2 by us, 3-2 by Houston, but I need the Colts to lose an extra game.
Okay,
So-
how about for us? So how do you have us
Sure.
win
So
in the rest
Jags
of the way?
I
win
feel like
this
we're
Sunday.
3-2.
Win against the Jets.
Okay.
That's 2. The Jaguars at the Broncos.
That scares me.
Okay.
Because up there, it's
Hard to
just-
breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have 3.
But
As
we
I
can
said, I
beat
think they
Jags
split
at
the
Colts.
Colts.
Yeah.
I think they split with the Colts. They beat the Jets and they beat the Titans. I'm not sure you beat the Broncos, and I think you lose on the road against the Colts. So to me, you get 3. Texans have 3 and Colts have 2 in this final stretch, and that means 10-7, 10-7, and 11-6 for the Jags.
We'll take 11-6 all day, baby. You
And
kidding me?
I could try to convince y'all that if the Jags beat the Broncos, they don't lose another game. Like
I can see that.
If they beat the Colts at home, I guess 4 wins, because then you'd split with the Colts potentially. But if you're dominating the Colts this Sunday, why are you going to lose with the Colts in Indianapolis? And then, that Broncos game is massive, the game in Denver.
Each game is its own masterpiece, though. I don't look at if you beat them.
Just go 1-0. Just go 1-0.
You never know.
Yes.
Yeah, I think because when you look at it too, and the Colts definitely have the more difficult schedule remaining of these 3 teams, but too, that, like I said, this is their time to prove it. If they're the team, they went forever without even punting the ball in the beginning of the season. If they can encapsulate some of that offense that they had earlier, DJ gets healthy in these last few games, and the defense, we talked about their offense being one of the better offensive lines. Their defense has some really good pieces too. The Colts are looking at this like, it's a hard schedule, but this is where you prove yourself in the NFL. And if you're playing your best football in December, this is when you do it.
I think Indiana Jacks have a lot to prove. Like they're like, who wins this game shows that they're truly the leader in the clubhouse, you know, and they're going to be a tough out along the way. I think it shows them a lot. I mean, look, they got to stop the skid, the Colts.
Yeah.
They've lost 3 out of the last 4. That's not a good feeling at all after the way way you started, the season. And everyone's talking about, Daniel Jones being MVP and all this crazy stuff about, going to being a seed this and seed that. But now you got to see where you're really at. You drop it 3 or 4. You got a tough game against the Jags at home. But if they come into Jacksonville and beat us, they're going to show that they're a pretty formidable team in my book, because I think we're going to be a tough out. I think we're going to be a tough out along the way, without question. Even when we get into the playoffs, I think we are going to be a tough out. So it's a big game for both franchises, both teams, and both coaches, and it's just going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. I can't wait to be down there on Sunday.
It almost has the potential to be what how the Jags did that next year after the Chargers game, because they started so strong. It was 8-3, and then Trevor gets hurt and things kind of start to unravel. The Colts are going to have that situation right now. Daniel Jones is playing, but same thing. Trevor was playing. He was just not practicing all week because he was injured, and things just looked clunky and bad, and that looks like it could potentially be that. But
it was when Christian Kirk got hurt against the Bengals.
It just started falling apart.
Monday night,
You predicting the playoffs then? A home playoff game?
I'm predicting I feel like we're going to win the division.
There you go.
I do. I think now I've got a little bit. There's that little devil on the side going, wait a minute, Tom. They didn't really beat any really big teams lately, and they just got by. So you got to, keep it in perspective. But I feel pretty good. I like the way Liam Cohen's got this team ready to play. I think they believe in the fact that if they're physical and tough, they've got a chance to win, and I think we're seeing that week in and week out. I see them doing really well at the line of scrimmage. So if they can do that, this is a big week. They win this one, man, they're going to be tough out. So I think for both teams, this is a humongous game.
Yeah, I also think since the bye, the offense has been so much better, and it feels like Trevor's much more comfortable. Has he had issues? Of course, we all talked about the Cardinals game, but there were, and that may be who he is for the rest of time. But it does seem to me the scheme and Trevor are starting to kind of go in the same direction instead of fighting almost against one another.
Yes, I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, look, he had a good half last week. Second half wasn't that good. What was when Liam Cohen said, "Oh well, we played great for 3 quarters." Well, you didn't play great for the quarter.
That was the Texans.
Has the offense put 4 quarters together yet? I don't think they have yet. But hopefully
they do. Perfect timing if you want to do it this weekend against the Colts.
Do it the next 5 games.
Right. But I feel like they were able to run the football, but the passing offense was disconnected. And now it feels like, especially this past Sunday, obviously, the
first
passing
half,
offense.
the second half he was off in the second half.
I think you said he was like 5 for 11.
Or 5 for 11 in the second.
20 for 40 is not efficient.
Well, my cousin who hates Trevor said he didn't give her a reason to be pissed off. So that's
good.
No, I'm not bagging him. I'm just saying, he needs to put a full game the whole offense needs to put a full game together.
Well,
for sure.
My thing was too, watching the game when we did those short routes. People are scared of Brian Thomas Jr. because of his speed. And when you put him out there, and now, you have Jacoby.
Yeah.
Well, I think that opens it up for Brian to just sit out there as an X, and we do the hitch and we do the curl. He's wide open every time.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to call the same play 8 times in a row.
I will, to your point, I think Trevor's timing's a lot better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Get rid of the ball.
And that's where I think, after the bye, it feels like they're much more on the same page. Receivers, tight ends, and Trevor. All right, 1 segment to go here on Helmets and Heels. That's not true. We have 2 segments to go,
We
right?
do.
Yeah.
You're trying to get rid of me. That's all I know.
I'm just trying to get to Sunday, okay? I'm just excited about the game.
No doubt.
All right, more to do on the other side. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 82.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios. A great drive takes more than a set of wheels.
Fully loaded, I think is the term.
Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville brings you the drive of the game.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Don't push any of the buttons on that car.
On 1010XL.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Do you like winning? Well, I sure do. This former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus. I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog, the junk removal and hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. Even my friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog junk removal and hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
The holidays are around the corner, and the last thing you want is a septic emergency. Call Duct Tech Rooter and schedule your septic tank pump out or full system inspection. 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday, protected by Morgan & Morgan.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296. Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429. Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,800 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design get us organized for the holidays. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more, Closets by Design will design a custom storage solution for all of your spaces. Nothing says happy holidays like a home that is peaceful and clutter-free. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before year-end and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Let's continue that playoff talk just a little bit longer. Jaguars playoff talk.
Playoffs?
Michael Duraco posted recently the updated Football Power Index look at the AFC playoff picture right now, and it breaks down your chance to make the playoffs, your chance of winning the division, your chance to earn a bye, and then your chance to make the Super Bowl. Right now, the highest... because of the record is New England. They have a 99%, over a 99% to make the playoffs, 85% to win the division, 46% to earn a bye, and 15% to make the Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos, 98% when it comes to make the playoffs. They actually have a higher percentage on this to make the Super Bowl than the New England Patriots. It's 19% compared to that 15. But jumping down to the Jaguars right now have an 85% chance to make the playoffs, 40% chance to win the division, 4% to earn a bye, and then an 8% to make the Super Bowl. The Colts are at 75% chance to make the playoffs, 42% to win the division. So less chance to make the playoffs, but a bigger chance to win the division. And then earn a bye, 4% compared to that, or 3% compared to the Jags, 4%, and a 12% to make the Super Bowl compared to the Jags, 8% to make the Super Bowl. So some interesting things when it goes to there. And then they have the Texans at a 51% chance to make the playoffs, 19% to win the division, less than 1% to earn a bye, and 6% to make the Super Bowl.
Wow.
That's almost telling you what's going to happen this week. You know? Like they're saying Houston's going to lose. They're saying we're going to win.
Yeah.
And they're saying the Colts are going to falter.
Yeah, listen, I mean, you can make a case for the Colts right now, you know, with the way they're playing. I know they've lost some tight games. Sounds like they're getting beat by a ton, but they've lost some tight games. I haven't watched every one of them, of course, but, you know, they lost by 4 to Houston last week, 3 to KC in overtime a few weeks ago. You know, you got to wonder if it's crumbling down, like John Cougar Mellencamp, you know, the walls start crumbling down, things happen. So we're going to find out. I mean, look, they've got a ton of talent.
They do.
I mean, their weapons are unbelievable. I mean, can we stop Alec Pierce from having a long bomb this Sunday? I mean, goodness gracious. All he does is catch bombs against
He
us.
does. I do wonder what the secondary is going to look like if Eric Murray returns from injury, because they've obviously had to shuffle some pieces at both corner, really, and secondary. And so I'm interested to see. And I feel like Buster Brown has been playing well.
He has. Yeah, he's been on coverage.
When Jarian Jones been in there, obviously he's been playing well. It was good to have Jordan Lewis be able to return. But Antonio Johnson and Dewey played a great game on Sunday against the Titans. Again, the competition is not the same as what we've seen. We're the best, obviously, in the NFL. But I'm just curious as to what Anthony Campanelli is going to do there.
Yeah. It'll be definitely interesting. And what seems like it's worked lately with what they're doing. So you don't want to totally throw everything out the window, because it's honestly the most in sync we've seen the defense look. Granted, opponent, you're looking at that and different things. You have to worry about the Colts compared to some of the other teams you've played recently. But I feel like some of these guys, when you talk about an Antonio Johnson, when you talk about a Buster Brown, those guys have been playing some really good football recently.
What would you do, Bees? Would you put Murray back in as safety, or would you roll with Antonio?
Well, last week I said Murray.
Yeah.
But now I like Antonio.
Yeah.
Because he was out there balling, man.
Yeah.
You know,
he's getting more and more comfortable and confident. You can see it.
I love how Dewey's the quarterback back there, though. You know what I mean?
Playing good.
He keeps everybody like on the same page, and that's the main thing. You
Yep.
know, you don't have to have the most speed as a defensive secondary and the fastest guys, but if you're all on the same page.
Yeah. I made a comment last week, and I watched on the replay, and I was wrong. Remember when I said they have Dewey lining up at the line of scrimmage? He doesn't have the speed to get all the way back. He does. He was doing it Sunday. He was getting back to that deep half. And even on the breakup a couple weeks ago, he came from way over. So he's playing some really good football, man. I like the way I like the way they're using Dewey. He's a really good blitzer.
He's
kind of
blitzes
weird.
from 10 yards.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I like
kind of.
that.
It's like he doesn't look super fast, but it's just smooth
Gets
and
there,
silk, and he gets there and he creates.
And you
a
know
little
he
havoc.
loves it.
Oh, yeah. He has a blast.
With Andrew Wingard's personality, I'm sure he's told Coach Camp, like, let
Send
me
me.
blitz more. Yeah.
Yeah,
But to your point earlier, there were several times that, like, it was like, how many guys are they sending? Like, I can't quite tell. And
It's
then,
great.
they would fall back a little bit. Or
The only thing
drop
I
back
say
into
with a
coverage.
Dewey, just make sure you know that running back ain't hiding behind those linemen when you're coming through, because you don't want to get hit like that, man. That could hurt you.
We caught that one.
He didn't see him. I mean, the guy's hiding. He's so small, and then he comes out. It's like, pow! Like, oh my gosh.
One of my favorite plays was when the DN 98. I text you.
Yeah.
Dwan Smith.
Yeah, sure.
He lines up on the line of scrimmage with his hand in the dirt and drops back and jam that receiver up.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, he did.
Because they were doing some overload blitz.
Yeah.
Where you sent
Send
more
one
than they can
side,
block from
and-
the other side.
right. Absolutely. Now, how about O-line? So Walker Little concussed, but what if he's back? How is your starting O-line going? How would you do it?
I think the only thing that they might change would be McCary staying out, even if he's healthy, and Wyatt Milam staying in. That's what
Okay.
I would think. I would think they keep Walker Little at left tackle, and
He
Colesville
struggled
the
Sunday,
swing
for the
tackle.
record. He
didn't
got
have
beat
a
up pretty good.
Great game, yeah.
He's the weak link still in that
Yeah, he is.
offensive line. But Van Lanen stepped in and can play left tackle for
For
you.
sure. So it's possible that they have Cole Van Lanen play left tackle and McCary right tackle and have Wyatt Milam and Walker Little on the bench. That's also a possibility.
We got Anton. He's going to play right tackle, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did I say
and then
tackle?
Cole on
you
left.
said
right.
tackle.
I'm sorry,
I know what
right
you're
guard
saying.
for
Right.
Milam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one thing that had me confused. Why are we not running shorter routes when we know that's a weakness? You know, why are we still like the one play? We did a deep cross, and Trevor has to wait it's like a 7-yard drop. By the time he gets there, if the ball's not thrown, then we don't have enough girth up there to protect him for that amount of time.
Yeah.
So can we run some shorter routes?
Well,
5-step routes.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little more of those easy button throws. We haven't seen those. I mean, look, the digs are great because Trevor throws it really good in between the numbers. He always has. Deep to short. He seems like he's pretty on point.
And
with
it's
that.
always on that time clock. You know,
Absolutely. Right on time.
1,
yeah.
2,
Yeah.
3, throw.
And he throws it in the right
Perfect.
spot.
Yep.
Perfect. Pretty much every
We need
time.
more of that.
But he does those out. We've talked about it throughout the weeks. Those out patterns that he throws. He threw the one on the inside. You know, you can't throw it on the inside.
Yeah.
But the majority of the time, he puts it in the right spot. It seems like an easy pitch and catch, and you can go down the field with that.
That protects your line.
Quicker, yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Yeah, against the better defensive lines, that's where you certainly have to worry about that pressure coming quickly. All right, pest of the day on the other side. Now, one segment to go.
Hey!
Here on Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey, fellow Floridians.
We're the Wombles. We're retirees with 5 grandkids.
And huge fans of natural gas. When the kiddos visit from Ohio, we go through towels like pool water. That's why we love our natural gas dryer. It dries in a jiff.
So we use less energy and save money, too.
Yep.
Now earn up to a $300 cashback rebate when you install a new energy-efficient natural gas dryer. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday
is served by
Morgan & Morgan.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Need your weekly fix for Mexican street food? One Night Taco Stand has Jacksonville covered. Mondays, any burrito, just $7.99 with a soft drink purchase. On Taco Tuesday, enjoy any taco for just $3.49. And on Wednesdays, kids 12 and under eat for just $2. Perfect for the whole family. Find One Night Taco Stand in Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change. $50 off any service with a toy and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
Advanced window tinting for your home, business, or vehicle using 3M Sun Control window film lowers cost, heat, glare, privacy, and security. 10% off if you mention this. Holiday gift cards available. Advanced window tinting, 262-9919.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Some NFL news for you before we get to today's Terminix Pest of the Day. According to Tom Pelissero and others, the Colts waived their kicker, Michael Badgley. So that means the Colts, when they come to town on Sunday, will have another new kicker. And then the Steelers are signing cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. from the practice squad to the active roster. And so in order to make room, they had to waive cornerback Darius Slay.
Okay. He was coming off an injury, right? Asante Samuel Jr.?
Yeah, he had like his spine fused back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, those neck ones are
scary.
Scary,
I saw
yeah.
DeForest Buckner. He's on IR with a neck injury. He was getting stem cells to try and help get him as healthy as possible. So
That's a tough one.
The Leatu Latu, that's what happened to him.
Yeah. That was one thing I always said. Like if I messed up my neck, you'd have to. I don't know. That's scary. Knees, no big deal. You know what I mean? Like you just have an ACL reconstruction compared
That's
to
all.
your spine.
I mean, I think if it's the dislocation of the knee, then that's.
Well, if you shred everything, but you can come back from that still. The spine to me is just so scary, man, because next thing you know,
it affects everything in your body, too, when it comes to that. That's what it is. I remember when it happened to Latu, I remember the reason he ended up having to transfer schools is because they were like, we're not comfortable with you playing with this injury. Right. And in the NFL, I think they more so give the warnings of this is up to you, but here's the potential risks of what could happen. And obviously, Samuel thinks he's fine, he's not in pain, and he'll be okay.
You always want to play until you can't, man. You play till you can't. That's
we just saw Frank Ragnow. You know what? This will be the pest of the day. Okay. Poor Frank Ragnow. As always, brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They take care of our house for all of our pest control needs, as well as Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, all of your favorite event venues around town, because they do such a great job, and you can trust their technicians. So the pest of the day, poor Frank Ragnow's hamstring. He goes to get his physical. He had retired over the summer. He decides he wants to come back and play for the Lions as they push for the postseason berth, and he discovers he has a grade 3 hamstring tear or strain. How do you have a grade 3 and not realize that? Right. Like, that just is wild to me, but it sucks for him because here he is, like, excited to play football. To your point, nobody ever wants to give it up. He obviously didn't want to. Yep. And in the end, you weren't able to play, failed his physical, and is done.
I mean, because a tear in your hammer,
right?
He probably knew. He probably knew. But
Taylor's not worried about that whatsoever.
Well,
I don't know how you don't feel that at all. I feel like any tightness in a hamstring you feel, and let alone a tear.
Exactly. All right.
He gave it the good old try, though.
It's like, I'm
maybe I can hide this.
He sure did.
Hey, Frank, we're going to give you an MRI. No, fine. What for? We're good. Don't worry about it. You saw
Definition
me
of
run.
toughness. All right, let's say hello to another tough guy.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes Carline joins us now from Firehouse Subs. What's going on, Hayes?
What is going on? We're having a great time out here at Firehouse Subs. Come see us. We're in Julington Creek, and we got the Roar here. There's Jaguar players that I think are on their way, so we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the show today from Firehouse Subs. Frank's going to catch up with Bucky Brooks and Jeff Danzler. Bucky obviously breaking down that big Jaguars win over the Titans, and Jeff Danzler talking SEC title game, Georgia versus Alabama, and I'm sure Frank will get Jeff's thoughts on the coaching carousel as well. So lots of fun stuff. We'll do our NFL Rewind, recap a crazy Week 13 in the league. A lot of games that really benefited the Jaguars. So lots to get to coming up on the Frangie Show.
And Hayes, I'm guessing you're cheering for Alabama on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
easy.
Absolutely. I mean, roll Tide. It doesn't really matter. I mean, that's the sad thing.
Right.
Like, it's never, the game's never meant less. I mean, it's nice to win the SEC championship.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. That's a magnificent accomplishment. But, you know, obviously, even if Georgia loses, all it's going to do is just drop them, you know, a spot or two in the 12-team playoff. But yeah, I'm rooting for Alabama. So that all that tells you is it'll be a happy day for Kirby Smart.
Like it normally is, although
Yes.
Bama got Georgia earlier. All right, thanks, Hayes. Y'all have fun at Firehouse. All right, there he goes. By the way, reminder, tomorrow is our annual J-Fund Radiothon. We're going to have special guests here in studio with us documenting their stories and how much the J-Fund has been able to help them. And Tom, I know it's a very special day
No
always
doubt.
for everyone who knew Jay McGillis.
Yeah, Jay was quite the young man, taken way too soon from this earth with leukemia. But Coach Coughlin, Kelly Coughlin, Mrs. Coughlin, Judy, God rest her soul, they started with a dream of helping families with dealing with pediatric cancer, and it's grown to a tremendous organization. They help so many people here in Northeast Florida, up in New York, New Jersey area, where Coach is a coach, of course, for the Giants. But it's just fantastic. And look, we need more research. We need all that. But this is where the families get direct help. They get help paying bills. They get help with psychological things, with just emotional, any of that stuff. So it's really a fantastic thing. We're going to raise some money tomorrow, and I'm hoping it's my first time doing it with you girls. I'm hoping we are the leaders in the leader box by the end of the day
do it.
and raising the most amount of money.
I would love that. So, yeah, everybody that loves us, please, bees, including you, call during 2 to 4 tomorrow.
There you go. Let's do it.
And donate.
Can I come in and then call myself?
Yeah, of course you can. You can do whatever you want. By the way, speaking of Alabama, Kalen DeBoer does something fantastic, and he brings kids that are going through different treatments and usually dealing with cancer. But anything that could be terminal or just something that they're fighting, and he has them come just practice with the football team if they're able to, and have the football team rally around them. And one of the stories was of a little 10-year-old boy diagnosed with leukemia, and tears were streaming down my face as they showed pictures of him when he was going through chemo. And at 10 years old, he had gotten down to 47 pounds. But he's on the other side of things
doing
now,
good.
doing
All right.
great. You got to see him score a touchdown. It was tremendous.
Sports brings people joy.
Absolutely. Freaking especially winning.
That happened to me 2 years ago. I went to an Andre Reed golf tournament and met a young man, Jared, and his mother up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I got to bring them down to a Jaguar game.
Nice.
I was more excited than them. I'm like, man, it was so cool.
It's the best.
Sports unify people. So, yeah, that is tomorrow. That'll do it for us today. For Killa Bees, for Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, Aaron Williams, who did a fantastic job filling in for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. Go see the Frangie Show at Firehouse Subs on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna...
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Gators basketball on 1010XL.
It's a top 10 matchup as the Gators crash Cameron and try to take down the undefeated Blue Devils. Florida Duke, tonight at 7:30 on 1010 AM.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter, Amber, and she's been telling you how much weight she's dropped with Awaken 180. It's hard to believe. Even in